So probably as being being a manufacturer in Australia, we have a responsibility to make sure that what we're doing can be continued on and not hurt the environment as much. And obviously we're always looking for some sort of way we can save some cost out of our operation. Yeah, so we've been in business for 25 years, manufacturing here in Australia. We supply a lot of Australia and New Zealand and some of Europe with spas and swim spas. We build around about 5,000 outdoor spas a year and probably supply about half the Australian market. Rob Kruber, the CEO of Spa Industries Global, we manufacture spas and swim spas. To start with, our first experience with Kuga was they come out and did a proposal on our lighting, so changing over from our high bays, our standard high bays, and fluoro tubes over to LED. The cost of the actual investment was only very, very small, and to get a return, I think the return on the investment basically from the power costs was only 4 months, so it was well worthwhile doing the LED changeover. Look, commercial decisions are easy to make, and it was definitely a commercial decision. We just rolled off our contract for our pre-purchase power, and the increase on the power part of it was almost 3 times of what we were previously paying. It was going to put about $100,000 worth of cost onto our business. And that is where we started to look at the solar part. First thing was negotiate with electrical companies and have a look at what's the best business we could do there. And once we locked in, we felt like the best deal, then we started looking at other ways to get the operating costs down, and solar was one of them. So from that, a couple of electrical companies actually provided solar options, which we had to look at, leasing and different ways to do it. We decided not to go ahead with those options. We had to look at then Kuga did the option of basically a straight buyout for the actual solar cells with the rebates given by the government at the time, and we priced that up, and by far, for us commercially, that was the best decision to do. Our figures now, basically, we're spending no more for power than what we were before the actual power rise. So it's been a really, really good offset for us. It allows us to invest back in. Obviously, manufacturing in Australia is always very much, we have to constantly look at evolving and becoming front of, ahead of the game to keep manufacturing going in Australia. More efficient machinery, more cost savings, with things going up to keep the manufacturing over here. So it allows us to reinvest basically the money that we're saving back into the company again to get ourselves ahead of the game. Look, and again, the first project that we did with Kuga, with a lighting system, they come through, and I'm very project-based as well. I sort of have a good understanding of how projects should be managed. From sitting down with them, talking about how the process would do and what they'd run, they delivered on all the aspects that we said and hit the targets and the goals and didn't disrupt our business. But what they did, they delivered on. So once they did that the first time, I felt very, very comfortable using them again with the second project. Yeah, we've won some sustainability awards with some tech that we've actually developed in controlling spas to make them more efficient to heat, and also the filtration pump system as well. We've got 7-star going up to a 10-star system now. So obviously there's ways we can look at how we can actually lessen our footprint on what we're actually doing on the environment. Obviously there's always a way we can do it, from recycling to energy saving to even the products we use in our spas and stuff like that, to try to improve our position that obviously this is sustainable and we can continue on afterwards. So obviously the electricity, the solar cells and the LEDs was a big part of that. So 18 months with the 2 things we've achieved so far just through Kuga, we're well on the way.